Hi guys, today we're doing chapter 25 of Lemons by Melissa Savage. Operation Harold Ranch Expedition. Let's see what they're up to and let's see what they find. A camp out in Mr. Harold's backyard that evening is the closest thing to an expedition that Charlie and Debbie agreed to let us do on our own in the dark, which Tobin grumbles about the whole time that we are setting up the tent. I'm sorry, Tobin, Debbie says, pounding in a stake. It's just not safe to be in the woods alone all night. I won't be alone. I have lemonade. Yes, you do, Charlie smiles, tying a cord to a stake already in the ground. Yes, you do. Mr. Harold, is it okay if we use your bathroom instead of having to go into the woods tonight? I ask. Of course, the door will be open, so you just help yourself to whatever you need. There are extra blankets if you get cold, and of course, if it rains, you two just come right on inside. Now, is there anything else I can do before I leave? Charlie asks, tying a double knot in the final cord to the ground. Nope, Tobin says. Okay, well, I pack granola bars and juice for you both, and some extra Twinkies for you, Lem. And he hands me a brown paper bag. Thank you, Charlie. Debbie smiles at him and puts a hand on his arm. Who has time to eat when cryptozoological discovery is about to be made? All we really need is this. Tobin holds up his movie camera. I think tonight is the night. I can just feel it. Lemonade, tonight we make history. Good luck, kids. I'll be back to pick you up in the morning. We wave goodbye to Jake as Charlie and Debbie drive down the long dirt drive into the setting sun. The sky is a brilliant orange with a few gray clouds in the distance, but no matter how dark those few clouds are, they can't block out the bright pinks and the warm reds and the fiery oranges that stretch across the sky as the sun finds its way behind the pines. A cool breeze blows my moving hair off my shoulders, making chicken skins sprout off up on my arms. I look at the clouds way off in the distance one more time, hoping that the clouds stay right where they are. I'll be in the house, Mr. Harold says. The windows are open, so if you need me, just holler. And again, if it starts to rain, you guys just come on inside. It looks like something might be coming. Yes, sir, Tobin says. Good night, then, Mr. Harold says. Night, we say together. Tobin and I head to the tent and crawl inside. I find my wool jacket and sweatpants in my duffel bag, and I pull them on over my shorts and my t-shirt. I'm staying up all night, Tobin informs me, sitting cross-legged on top of his sleeping bag. Here, you're assigned to the still pictures on this mission. He hands me the Polaroid camera. I sit cross-legged on my sleeping bag, facing him, and slip the strap around my neck. We sit there just staring at each other. No one says anything. What do we do now? I ask him. Wait, he says. Wait for what? He leans forward and he whispers then. You'll know when you hear it. Oh, I say. We wait. There's a low, far off rumble in the sky, and I take a deep breath. I hope Mr. Harold is wrong about something heading this way in our direction. Want to play 20 questions? I ask. What's that? Well, you think of something and you tell me if it's a person, a place, or a thing. And I have to guess what it is in 20 questions. And then all you can answer is yes or no. He shrugs. Okay, you go first, I say. Tobin smiles. Okay, got something? You're thinking of something? Yep, he says. You have to tell me if it's a person, place, or a thing, I tell him. What if it's none of those? What do you mean? It has to be one of those. Well, it's not. I look at him and I cock my head to one side. It's Bigfoot, isn't it? Tobin smiles even wider. You're so predictable, I tell him. Liam! Liam! What? What is it? I pop my head up. Tobin rubs his eyes. You fell asleep. You fell asleep first, I say. No, I wasn't sleeping. I was. Wait, what time is it? He checks his Bigfoot watch. Oh, 300 hours. That's really 3 in the morning. Tiny taps of rain are hitting the top of the tent. It'll be light in a few hours, I say. He nods. I yawn. I guess we're not going to get anything this time either. Not stuck in this tent, we won't, he says. Unless what? Unless we make something happen. We're not supposed to do that, I say. Charlie and Debbie say we're supposed to stay in the yard. We will, but there's no harm in exploring closer to the fence post out in the west end of the pasture. The pasture's not in the yard. They said we're supposed to stay in the yard. Plus, it's storming out, I say. He holds one palm outside of the tent flap. It's barely a drizzle, he says. Anyway, pasture, yard, what's the difference? There's a big difference, I tell him. That's why they said stay in the yard. If you're too chicken, I can go by myself. I'm not a chicken, I insist. Sounds foul to me. Okay, I agree. But if it starts storming, I'm going inside. Fine, Tobin says. Let's synchronize. You know I don't have a watch. The cameras, he says. Oh, cameras ready? He asks. Check, I say. Check, he says. This might be our night, Lemonade Liberty Wit. It's coming down harder. I'm sure, I ask. Quit being a chicken. It's just a little. And it's just then that we hear a horrible sound. It's a long, high pitched howl from the wind. Ooh! I grab his arm. What's that? My heart pounds hard in my chest, and the wool jacket and sweatpants suddenly make me feel like I'm wearing a snowsuit in the sauna. I knew it, Tobin exclaims. It's them. They're here. Let's go.